Welcome to Cancelled.
Chapter 35. May Gray. Cruz. 4 months later, La Jolla, California. May in San Diego is disappointing, and there's something fitting about that. I know everyone expects me to wax poetic about sun, surf, paradise, whatever, but this May Gray nonsense, these coastal clouds rolling in like a moody ex who refuses to leave, blocking out the actual good part of living here, it feels personal, like the universe is reminding me that nothing good lasts forever. Aside from the persistent gloom hovering over my balcony, everything else in my world should be golden. The first set of clinical trial data just came in, and it's good, like run laps around the office while screaming into my sleeve good. We're seeing tumor shrinkage across multiple cohorts, no significant side effects, and a couple of borderline miraculous responses that have my entire research team talking about revolutionary breakthroughs. But none of that compares to walking into my apartment every night and seeing Evie curled up on my couch in an oversized hoodie, eating Trader Joe's mini cones like they're a food group, pretending she's not watching another season of Below Deck while she works on her laptop. She hasn't officially moved in, but let's be real. Her stuff has colonized my space like it's building a new civilization. Half my drawers smell like her perfume, there's a rogue eyelash curler in my bathroom, and cat dog whines when she's not around, which is frankly insulting given how long he's been my loyal companion. I asked her, okay fine, begged her to just move in already, to make this official in a way that would quiet the voice in my head that keeps waiting for her to disappear. She said no, and the rejection hit harder than it should have. Not because she doesn't want to, she explained, because she's never lived alone. I went from my parents to college life with Scarlett, then straight into Chad, then back to Scarlett. I've never had my own space. She said it like a simple fact, like something any reasonable person would understand. I heard it like a gut punch, like confirmation that I was just another stop on her journey rather than her destination. She wants to get her own apartment once her lipstick line takes off, wants to prove to herself that she can do it solo before she chooses to do it with someone else. And yeah, it kills me, I get it on an intellectual level. She wants to learn how to stand on her own before she chooses to stand next to someone else. And if I know anything about Evie Hartwell, it's that when she sets her mind to something, you either get on board or get out of the way. So I'm on board, even though every instinct I have screams that this is just another way for her to keep one foot out the door. In fact, I'm planning something that might change everything. Next week is her soft launch party for the lipstick line at Saddle Bar, where this whole thing started. She picked it because it felt symbolic, and because, quote, it's the only bar in San Diego where you can wear stilettos or sweatpants and still get hit on. Damien, God bless his perpetually skeptical private equity fund heart, invested in her startup after one meeting. He barely blinked, said she reminded him of every entrepreneur who ever made him rich, and wrote a check that made her walk out of that meeting like she just convinced Warren Buffett to buy glitter. She already has an Amazon store up and running, Scarlett's lining up a full social media blitz for launch day, and my sisters have been shamelessly endorsing it on their socials. Brielle even roped in her ex-boyfriend's influencer girlfriend to do a TikTok demo. Evie's nervous about the launch. I'm not. I know success when I see it, and I see it in her, every time she bites her lip while editing her website. Every time she mutters things like, matte finish shouldn't feel like regret, while testing prototypes. I haven't told her I love her yet, but I'm going to. Next week, at the launch, when she's flying high and glowing and surrounded by everything she's built with her own 2 hands. I'm going to tell her she's the best thing in my life, and then I'm going to spend the rest of my life making sure she knows it wasn't an accident that I fell for her. I know something is catastrophically wrong the second I open my office door. Vivienne stands there with her face arranged in tight lines and thinly veiled satisfaction, like she's been waiting for this exact moment for months. Joanna is beside her, arms folded, jaw clenched with the kind of professional tension that means someone's about to lose their job, or worse. No small talk, no pleasantries, no easing into whatever bomb they're about to drop.
Cruz,
Joanna says, her voice carrying the weight of impending doom.
we need to speak with you, now.
My pulse ticks up like it always does when HR shows up unannounced. That fight or flight response that comes from years of dealing with corporate crises and personnel disasters. I step aside, letting them in, and the air suddenly feels too thick, too heavy with unspoken accusations.
We just got back from the quarterly audit review.
Joanna says, and there's a pause that stretches like a piano wire about to snap. Then she delivers the killing blow.
There's something you need to see.
Vivian opens her laptop and turns it toward me with the satisfaction of someone who's been waiting to play this card for a very long time. At first, I don't register what I'm looking at, just spreadsheets, columns of numbers that could mean anything or nothing. Purchase order logs, invoice approvals, vendor codes, all under Onyx Helix's CRISPR lab supply budget. Standard financial data that I review monthly without thinking twice about it. Then I see it, and my world tilts sideways. The vendor name, Evie's company, Satin Sinner, repeated dozens of times across multiple transactions, amounts ranging from $5,000 to $20,000, all tagged with dates from over the holidays when Onyx Helix was officially closed for business. And suddenly, I'm back in that hallway 6 months ago, watching her walk out of the lab during the holiday break. She had looked startled when she saw me, flushed and guilty in a way that I dismissed as embarrassment at being caught working during vacation. She'd said she was just clearing her head, needed some quiet space to think. I hadn't questioned it because I trusted her, because the idea that she might be lying never even crossed my mind. What is this? My voice comes out flat and distant, like it doesn't belong to me, like I'm watching this happen to someone else. Vivian doesn't hesitate, doesn't soften the blow or ease me into the revelation.
Evie's been stealing from the company, Cruz. Systematically and deliberately.
She clicks through screens with practiced efficiency, showing me a trail of financial fraud that's been happening right under my nose. Creating fake purchase orders, forging approval chains, submitting falsified invoices under Onyx Helix's expense system, and routing the money directly into her personal business account.
She's redirected over $100,000 into her company over the past 4 months.
Vivian continues, and there's something almost gleeful in her voice. I laugh, not because it's funny, but because it's impossible. Because the woman I've been falling in love with, the woman who worries about spending too much on coffee, couldn't possibly be capable of this level of calculated deception. No, I scoff sharply, desperately. No, you've got it wrong. Evie wouldn't do this. She's not capable of doing something like this. But Vivian clicks another tab, and the evidence unfolds like a roadmap of betrayal. Email threads with timestamps, login records showing access to systems she shouldn't have been able to reach, approval stamps from accounts she shouldn't have had access to. Even a few documents with my digital signature forged at the bottom, my own name used to authorize her theft. The words hit me like physical blows. She played me. I say them quietly, like speaking too loud might make them more real, might make this nightmare something I can't wake up from. She used me. Neither of them reply, and the silence says everything. They don't need to confirm what we all know, that I've been an idiot, that I let my feelings cloud my judgment, that I brought a thief into my bed and my business. I stand there, eyes burning with humiliation and rage, as the realization settles in my chest like wet cement. This is exactly what I've been afraid of my entire adult life. Someone getting close enough to hurt me. Someone seeing my success and deciding I'm worth exploiting. I brought her into my life, into my bed, into my company, and she stole from all three, with calculated precision that suggests this was always the plan. The voice in my head that I've been trying to silence for months finally gets to say, I told you so. Women like Evie don't stay with men like me unless they want something. I knew this was too good to be true. Beautiful, ambitious women don't fall for awkward biotech CEOs out of genuine attraction. They fall for the opportunities and the bank account and the connections. I reach for my phone without thinking, my thumb hovering over Evie's contact. Part of me wants to call her, wants to hear her voice, wants to give her a chance to explain this away as some kind of misunderstanding. Maybe there's a rational explanation. Maybe Vivian has manipulated the data. Maybe. But I stop myself before I can hit dial. Because this isn't a misunderstanding, and calling her would just give her another opportunity to lie to my face, another chance to manipulate me with those green eyes and that perfect smile. The spreadsheets don't lie, even if she does. The numbers are concrete, quantifiable, easier to trust than messy human emotions and declarations of love that might be nothing more than calculated manipulation. I clear my throat, forcing the words out past the tightness in my chest. She's done. Terminate her immediately. Joanna nods with professional efficiency.
Should I notify legal? Call the police? This level of fraud is definitely criminal.
I hesitate because logically the answer should be yes. But this isn't just about theft or justice or corporate policy. If this goes public, if Evie gets arrested, everyone gets dragged under in the fallout. Damien's $5 million investment in her company disappears overnight. The press would have a field day with the story. Biotech CEO's girlfriend embezzles company funds to start lipstick empire. Our clinical trial results would become a footnote to the scandal. Me, my sisters, my parents, everyone I care about would be dragged through the media circus. The lipstick launch would crash and burn, dragging Scarlett and everyone else who believed in Evie down with it. No, I say finally, and the word tastes like ash in my mouth. This stays between us. Terminate her quietly, give her whatever severance package prevents a lawsuit, make her sign an NDA that keeps her mouth shut permanently. I don't want this leaving this room. Joanna nods once, decisive and professional. Vivian looks like Christmas came early, like she's just unwrapped the exact present she's been hoping for all year. They turn to leave, their mission accomplished, and I sit down hard behind my desk, staring at the laptop screen like it might suddenly tell me this was all some kind of elaborate mistake. But it isn't a mistake. The numbers don't lie, even when everything else does. Evie and I are done, and the worst part is that some dark corner of my mind is almost relieved. This betrayal hurts, but it's familiar pain, the kind I know how to handle, the kind that confirms what I've always suspected about letting people get too close. At least now I know why she was with me. At least now the mystery is solved.